Hello everyone, how are we all doing today? Welcome to another training stream. We're going to be grinding Woodpecker as usual, as always. I'll try my best to be positive, but I cannot give you any guarantees. Ayo Mark, what's up? Hello. Yeah, so I think let's just get stuck into it. The one thing I will mention is that I actually do have to wake up early tomorrow. I'm going to be traveling to a different city to meet up with a shogi friend, and we're going to just meet for the first time. And we've I guess known each other for like 5 years or something, but it'll be cool to meet up in person. So yeah, I'm going to do some chess training, which is going to definitely make my shogi very interesting tomorrow, but it is what it is. And you know what? I realized one last thing before we get into it was I was actually going to check out the Kyoto Shogi Club, and I was debating whether to head along that day. But then I got an offer from one of my friends to train some chess, and I was like, you know what? I actually want to train some chess more than I want to play shogi. So I think that's a good sign, and yeah, which is why we're putting in this groundwork so we can really give this chess the best effort that we can give. So yeah, let's start solving some chess. Welcome, Plown, to the stream. How's it going? Yeah, I think things are good. Things are good. So yeah, let's give this a shot. We got queen, rook, knight, bishop, 4, 6, 6. I realized actually, after all this time, I still don't have a standardized way of counting my pieces. I don't know if you guys have a standard way that always that you always use. But yeah, somehow like it's never stuck one way or another. Anyway, welcome Josh to the stream. How's it going? Yeah, what is there to note about this position? This bishop is only defended by the knight, which has some pressure on it, so potential rook takes f3 ideas come to mind. We should also be careful of this battery. Let's not get checkmated. We are fully developed except for this rook. Unless the rook has some purpose on that side, but I don't really see it. Yeah, so okay, we've got some tension here as well. No loose pieces. Okay, so in this position, let's consider this rook takes f3, because if the queen takes f3, then we've probably got multiple wins. I mean, this bishop g4 is one idea, the knight takes g5 is one idea, so that looks really good. So if rook takes f3, pawn takes f3, knight takes g5 does defend the checkmate. Having said that, what if they try and displace our knight? Well, at the very least, we can give a check on h3 and then deal with the checkmate in some way, shape or form. So that looks very promising too. And that's probably good enough for me to play the move. I've just noticed there is tension on my queen. I should have spotted that earlier. So can they bail out with a move like this? Is that just a trade? But no, then we take the queen. Then they take our queen. We take their rook. They take our rook. And we win a pawn. I think we win a pawn at the end of that line, at the very least. Wait, did I get that right? Rook takes knight, queen takes knight, pawn takes queen, rook takes queen? No, I gave myself two moves, I think. No, wait, no, I said bishop takes rook, they take our rook, and then we take that pawn. So I think it's the best option we've got. I really don't see anything else. Let's go for it. Okay, wow. Hey, and we finished learning the chapter. Maybe we should have persevered last stream. I thought that we had two more, not one more. But okay, so rook f3. If queen e4, so I'm glad that this is a variation that was worth looking at. And here there's rook takes f2. I mean, I only looked at bishop takes d7. Okay, bishop takes d7 is still advantage. So, I mean, that's good enough for me. It's good enough to play the line. But rook f2? Rook f2. Right, and the point is they can't save their rook because we're threatening a discovery. Right. Yeah, that's a very difficult move for me to see. But yeah, rook f2, queen f3, 2 pieces for a rook. I'm really surprised they don't give pawn takes. I feel like pawn takes needs to be considered as well. And this defends checkmate, I think. And h4 can be met with knight h3 check. f4, I guess we've still got this knight f3. So knight h3. So yeah, looks good. Okay, very nice. Damn. So section done. Let's move to the next. Now, to be honest, I mean, doing this woodpecker method, in theory, you're supposed to do as many exercises as you can in a month, and then you're supposed to redo all the exercises in 2 weeks, and then all the exercises in 1 week, and then all the exercises in 4 days, 2 days. So I don't know if we should, you know, start doing this woodpecker cycle as the book suggests, or we should just keep going with new tactics. Rook takes f2 wasn't in my vision. Yeah, it was a really hard move, Claron. But yeah, I wonder whether we should just keep going with these new tactics. I don't know. My gut feeling is I should keep going. Like, the more different tactics I solve, the better. I feel like that should be better. Oh, so this is the woodpecker method. What these puzzles I've been doing, and the idea is that yeah, you're supposed to apply some spaced repetition, or I don't know what they call it, like cycles or something, to yeah, improve your speed at finding these tactics. But somehow, for me, I feel like I need new positions. I think this is going to help even more than, yeah, getting my old positions correct. So I think for our purposes, let's keep going. So we've now got a huge mammoth section, intermediate exercises 154 variations. So yeah, this is going to take probably at least a month and a half. But let's give it our best shot. And I think I've never actually done any of these exercises ever, so this is going to be nice to try. Mark says, I'm a bit wary of the method, not sure if I am remembering patterns or specific puzzles. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think what's nice about it is, let's say you missed a particular pattern because you got the puzzle wrong. By redoing that puzzle, even if you've remembered that puzzle, the point is you are practicing a motif that you previously missed. And I think if you practice that same motif enough, it gets to the point where, sure, you will eventually remember the puzzle, but you'll also remember the motif. And I think that's the point. Because if you just do a puzzle and you move on, then that motif might not actually stick. Like, the motif might just, like, come and go. You know? So after this very passionate speech, it is making me reconsider, like, is this something that I want the ability, you know? Do I want to be able to solve all of those exercises that I got wrong and get them right? Or am I actually wanting to just practice this method of being able to find and calculate moves? And I think for me, right now, more importantly than just, you know, like having those motifs ingrained in my bones, I think just the method of like trying to solve, I think this needs the most work. So this is my feeling. Josh says, I kind of like the method, but I think you need to leave a decent amount of time between cycles. A couple months, I see. But it really depends on the person, right? Yeah, I think woodpecker method suggests like you give it a day off. But I think that's like, you know, like if you're doing them every day. I can't remember what it says in the introduction. Peter says, hi Michael, I arrived early in the stream for once. Perfect. I mean, we're just getting started. We finished the last chapter and we've just been debating whether we follow the woodpecker method cycles or whether we just keep solving puzzles as we go. Welcome Mink to the stream. Glad to see you here for the first time. And yeah, we're just solving puzzles on stream. So if you find an answer, I assume you're the mink from Thailand. I don't know many minks. Although I feel like mink is spelt with an I. So maybe you're not the mink from Thailand that I know. In any case, welcome to the stream. And yeah, we're just solving some puzzles. So let's keep going. I think I want to practice solving new puzzles as a priority. So, okay. What's the evaluation? We've got queen, 2 rooks, 2 knights, and a bishop. Queen, 2 rooks, 2 knights, and 2 bishops. So we're a piece down. We've got 1, 3, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are a whole piece down. However, the black king is incredibly weak. And we do have many pieces surrounding it. Definitely our first move needs to be a check. So I'm looking at both of these knight checks, and I want to start calculating one of them because I have the feeling that they should work. But let's have a final look at like what's going on. Okay, there's knight and rook attacking our bishop. Our queen is quite congested. The rook has potential for sacrifices. There's also this check. So we've got 2 checks here. We've got 2 checks potentially here. This rook is undeveloped, but black is also incredibly undeveloped. So, okay. Candidate moves. I want to look at this check, this check, this check. I'll look at the queen checks if I get really desperate. Maybe I can look at this rook sack if it ends up being useful in the variation to calculate. Like if somehow the bishop controls the key square or something like this. So let's just start calculating. So which one feels the most right? Maybe this one, because that way if we lose this knight, then the bishop can still get involved, right? So maybe this knight check. Knight check forces pawn takes. In this position, what candidates do we have? We have knight c4 check. We have the rook takes. We also have bishop takes. But the question is, okay, let's have a look at our check first. So if we give this check, black is forced to play king e4. And somehow it feels like the black king is getting places. Like we could play bishop e4 and black has like potential to take all of these 3 pieces. And the king is getting continuously weaker, but somehow it's difficult to chase the king. I do wonder if knight e4 pawn takes... Sorry, knight c4... Sorry, knight e4 pawn takes and bishop takes e4. We have threatening mate with knight c4. Can this mate be stopped? Yeah, in a number of ways. They could play b5, they could play bishop d7. Yeah, I don't think that's enough to win the game. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not seeing an immediate win with knight e4 pawn takes. Any other candidates to consider? Don't see it. So, okay, what about knight c4? Knight c4 pawn takes? Again, we've got knight e4 check, king here. I don't know why I said again, it's not really again, but... Oh, and then there's rook f5, maybe. Because the pawn is pinned to the king, so hold up. Knight c4, pawn takes, knight e4, king d5, rook check. In that position, they can take the pawn or take the knight. Now, that's definitely feeling more promising. They can also block the bishop, but probably that's bad. But maybe it's not. Okay, so let's try and calculate that. Knight c4, pawn takes, knight e4, king d5, rook f5 check. If king takes knight, we could go rook e1 check. And then they're forced to take on d4. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . And then pawn to c3 is actually checkmate. Okay, so knight. So I just said knight c4, pawn takes, knight check, king here. Rook check, they take here. I give check here. They're forced to take the pawn, and c3 is mate. So if we go knight c4, pawn takes, knight e4, king d5, rook f5 check, and they take the pawn. Maybe we go c3 check. And if they take our knight on e4, then we go rook e1 check. King d3 is forced. And maybe we go rook f3 double check, in which king d2 is forced. Actually, this is pretty good shogi training. Doing this. Okay, my time is running out as well. I get very good vibes from this. I mean, like, you know, you can stop calculating at some point if you get, like, really good feelings about a line. I do think the king should be in a mating net there, so I think we can go for it. It's knight c4, and then knight e4 was the follow up. Wow, it even stops there. Is rook f5? Yeah, rook f5 is quite useful. But there were multiple wins. Okay, I'm glad we saw this one. So there were two different moves here. King e4, I saw there was a mate after rook e4 and c3. Oh, c3 is not checkmate. I thought this was a checkmate, but it's not. But wow, rook d5 with the double check to win. That's the move I missed. I think on this, king takes d4, c3... I was looking at king takes e4, and if king takes e4, I guess we go rook e1, king d3, and rook d5 again is checkmate. I did not see rook d5. Really nice. Okay, so Mink, you are the Mink from Thailand. Okay, cool. Yeah, this one was a really tough exercise, I think, but I'm glad that we could have enough confidence to go for it, even though we didn't see a crystal clear solution. Arjun says, hey Michael, I'm back from my tournament. How did it go? I won't be able to stay along well. My Wi-Fi isn't very good. No worries, Arjun. But yeah, let us know how it went. And remind us what the details were as well. What was the tournament that you played? Peter says knight c4, d4, knight e4, king d5, rook f5. Fantastic. I'm not even sure how I saw rook f5. Just as soon as I saw that the pawn was pinned, then maybe I got the idea. Frizz says, hey, welcome Frizz. I remember this Woodpecker from 2 years ago. Jeez, if I had memory, man, if I had memory and if I had emotional stability, I would be a pretty damn good player. Move spoiler, if I remember correctly, it's knight c4. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, c3 is the mate. We've got king d3. There's no king c4 because there's a black pawn there. Yep, no worries. Yep. Yeah, rook f5 blocks on h7. Yeah, king d3, rook d5. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Peter saying c3 is a mate is in reference to me saying that c3 is checkmate, as opposed to like c3 not leading to a mate. So I think Peter was fine on this one. Vishan asks, what website is this? I feel like this is the most commonly asked question. This is Chessable. I'm on Chessable. If you're curious about what it is, I actually have a course on Chessable. It's in the description of this YouTube stream. You can find the website through that. Yeah, it's a cool website that has like some educational material on it, so you can check it out. Okay, let's keep going. So, yeah, for anyone who's new to the streams, we're basically just solving exercises, intermediate level exercises, trying to calculate, trying to be accurate with our lines. So, okay, we've got Capablanca against Blackburn. White is winning after most moves, but can decide the game directly in a few moves. Okay, nice prompt. So, let's first check the material. We've got queen, 2 rooks, and a bishop. Queen, 2 rooks, a bishop, and a knight. So, black has an extra knight. White has 5, 6. 6 pawns against 4 pawns. So we have 2 pawns against the knight. So these pawns are very nice. This E and F pawns are pass pawns. H pawn is also a pass pawn. Black has some terrible development over here. It almost begs the move rook takes g7 and just saying that this is enough to deliver a checkmate. Black does have this rook and knight may be able to jump back in the defense. Let's just start calculating this. I think it looks really promising. I mean, the rook is loose. Anything else to note? Yeah, okay, let's go. So rook takes g7, king takes g7, and we bring the rook g1. In that position, where can black go? Black can go king h6, which blunders checkmate in 1. They can go king h8, or they can go king f8. So these are the 2 real moves. Or king f7. Okay, so they've got 3 moves. If they go king f7, we do have a follow-up check with queen g6. And somehow it's getting a little bit complicated for my liking to calculate. I mean, on king f8, for instance, queen f6, there's knight f7 blocking. I mean, it's not clear-cut. Unless we're just picking up the rook. Actually, maybe we can cut our calculation short and just say rook g1, king f7, queen g6, wherever the king moves. At the very least, we pick up the rook. We may have checkmate, but at the very least, we pick up the rook. So, I mean, we win back our piece and we're 2 pawns up. So, that means they can't go king f7. So, rook g7, king g7, rook g1. They can go either king f8 or king h8. If they go king h8, my gut would be to bring the queen in attacking the rook, threatening checkmate on 2 different squares. That feels like it's winning. Because where can they save the rook? They can't save the rook with another piece. Where can they put the rook that defends checkmate? They can't. So again, king h8 is lost. So the final move to consider is, what if we go rook g1 and they go king f8? This is the final move. I think we go queen g6 again. We attack the rook. The rook cannot be defended, so the rook needs to move. The rook can go either h8 or h4 as safe squares. If h4, we give a fork and we pick up the rook. So they have to go to h8. And then we just go queen g7 and we pick up the rook. So rook g7 is winning by force. Okay, so we calculated literally every possible line. Queen g6, GG. Okay, this was very clean. I think there was nothing more to add on this one. Okay, and thank you, Frizz, for suggesting the move spoiler. I won't force everyone to go through those extra hurdles to type these extra letters, but yeah, appreciate it so I don't spot the answer. Rook takes g7, king takes g7, rook g1, king f8, queen g6. Nice. Opening up the files, exactly, Itachi. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, Pranay, as well. Good to see you here. Okay, let's keep going. So, we've got knight and 5 pawns against bishop and 4. White to play. Immediately, I see this idea to try and play b5 and push this. But it's extremely risky and we should calculate properly. So, yeah, we have an extra pawn. However, their king is a lot more active than ours. We've got pawns on both sides of the board, so that generally favours the bishop. We do have potential for a passed pawn because we have a majority against this pawn. They have a majority against our pawns. We should not forget about that. It might become relevant. So, my goal in this position, which I will not limit to the only goal, but my initial feeling is like I want to try and make some promotion tactic work. I mean, maybe we just promote and then like give a fork and pick up a pawn and say that this is enough. But ideally I want to try and make more. So actually this knight e6 looks really nice, right? Because if they take, then we promote. And if they take our pawn, we've got the fork. Our king is on a dark square. It can't have intermediate checks. We are also threatening to promote. So let's just double check that this is winning. They go like king here, and we take here, and they come king here. I think it should be winning. King f2 and we go king e2. Yeah, they can never play like king c3 or something because then we just make a pass pawn. Yeah, this is 100% winning. So okay. Do not play the wrong move after doing all of that effort. Okay, this is correct. And we win the pawn. Bishop. Yeah, I think whenever you finish calculating, you should always take a second to just compose yourself before you play the move. Knight e6. Good job, Itachi. Good job, Frizz. Good job, Mark. Okay, everyone is going for it. My FIDE is like 1550. That's brutal. Like if you ever play in some like under 1600 tournament, man, that's gonna be like the plague affecting those poor participants. Yeah, Frizz is a tactic expert. I mean, there's a really cool video on my YouTube channel. No self promo or anything, but I captured one of the VODs of one of these streams where basically I had a rigorous 2-hour conversation with Frizz basically on these streams to basically discuss the way I think about tactics, and I think it really helped. I think just like I didn't realize certain aspects I was doing so badly. And yeah, just discussing it and really trying to get to the bottom of how I think really helped. So, yeah, I think this kind of discussion is useful. I called the video like how I improved my tactics overnight or something like this. It's not the most watchable thing, but it is it's a really nice video, I think. Maybe I should rewatch it at some point just to remind myself of where I was and where I am now, and also just if I've forgotten any bits and bobs. But I mean, the essence of it is to basically shallowly calculate. It's like you shouldn't just tunnel vision one line, unless you've got a good reason to do so. But try and have a wide number of candidate moves. Try to only calculate as deep as you need to either say yes, it's winning, or no, it's losing, or this is promising, maybe I should come back to it later once I've considered my other ideas. So this is the first step. The second step is you should consider, especially if it's tactics on the king, you should consider any move that basically initiates some kind of attack or removes a defender. Anything that disrupts the defense or initiates some kind of attack needs to be considered. So even a move like queen h5, like you don't care if you're blundering the queen, you are causing something to the opponent's king. This is important. Also, forcing moves, your checks, your captures, your threats. If you are trying to solve a tactic and you are not looking at your checks, you are potentially missing something. And in a classical game, this is unacceptable. So this is also essential, that you make sure that you are not lazy and you look at all of your forcing moves. And I think that's it. That's really it. That's really the essence of being able to solve tactics. And I just wasn't doing that consistently. And it's taken 20 years to, not 20, 15 years to kind of, come to these conclusions. And I think, I have to give Frizz a shout out regarding this. But okay, let's, before I check the comments, because I realize there must be a lot of moves suggested by now, let's try and solve. Okay, so what's going on? We got queen, queen, rook, rook, and we got rook and knight against bishop pair. Actually, both our kings are very weak, but their king looks even worse. Yeah, definitely my feeling is like I want to play for some kind of checkmate immediately, because I feel very scared about my own king safety. So if that's the goal, what kind of moves need to be candidate moves? Rook 8, I don't know why I'm saying rook h7. Rook 8-2 is somehow very, very promising looking, just because we've got this follow-up of queen a4 and rook, the other rook coming in. This looks extremely, extremely likely to be giving mate, but let's just take a breather. We've got this rook a2, we've got queen a4, we've got this check. That's about it in terms of the checks, right? We're not missing any checks. So let's start with this rook a2, because this is the one we felt was most promising. If they go king b3, then this is a checkmate. If they take our rook, we give a check, and then we give a check here. Yeah, and then this is just checkmate. If they block, we just take with the rook, and then we still give checkmate. So again, I think this one's actually very simple. This was just extremely forced. Nothing to really, consider. Okay, very nice. What are people saying? Oh yeah, I've missed a lot of messages. Oh man, you failed your finals, Frizz? Well, okay. At least, hopefully you have some resets to give you a second chance. But yeah, that sounds rough. And okay, at worst case scenario, you can switch to becoming a tactics coach. I'm sure that can be a brand that could be marketed. Like how I got to 2300 chess.com without any tournament experience on 99% tactics alone or something like this. I don't know. I think could be potential. Loads of people saying queen a4. Turkey says it's rook a2. Love the confidence. Yes, it's rook a2. Yeah, small routine, your puzzle solving, relax, look at checks, captures and attacks, forced moves, for sure. Welcome, Krishay, to the stream. Haven't seen you here before. How's it going? I'm only 1400. What's your advice? I don't know. Consume as much chess as you can, and you slowly pick up stuff. As for 1400, there's like so much still to open your eyes to. So just keep your eyes open and enjoy. I think there's a lot to enjoy in chess at this level. So yeah, you've come to the right place. There's a lot of people that can give some insights on this channel. So okay, let's do this next one. For anyone who's just joining the stream, we're basically just solving puzzles from this Woodpecker book. So let's keep it up. Got queen rook rook against queen rook rook, bishop bishop, 1 2 3 against 4. So we're a pawn down. The king looks extremely weak. It's completely boxed in except for the square. We've got tension on the queen, X-ray pressure on the king, pressure on the bishop, pressure on the pawn, pressure on this pawn. Definitely feels like we want to be finding a check because they're probably going to unravel soon. They've even got this threat because of this pin. So we want to check here. What checks do we have? We've got queen c3 check. We've got rook f7 check. We've got rook e6 check. Rook e6 looks very, very strong, actually, the more I think about it. But let's keep looking. So rook f7, rook here, queen check, queen c3. The bishop is hanging, but I mean our queen is hanging. So okay, it's probably going to be one of these checks. So let's start with rook e6. I get good vibes from this move. Let's say they take it. I think taking it is a big mistake, but let's see. We give queen check here. And if they block with the bishop, we take. We give check, we give queen check here. They go king e5. Then we can give rook check. If they go here, then we can take the queen with check, which... Then we have queen against two rooks. It's not completely clear. Okay, let me see one last time before we move on. Queen check. King e5 is forced at that moment. I'm not entirely convinced because I mean rook e6 there's even king g5, which would need to be calculated. So let's consider our other options first before we tunnel vision. Rook f7. I mean they just take it. If we take, they take like there's nothing here, right? And if we go queen f5, then they just take it. Maybe they can even take with the king, I'm not sure, but yeah, why take with the king when you can take with the pawn? I mean, we could just take him and take the bishop. I mean, is that not a winning position? If we don't have a checkmate, I mean, it might be as simple as this. So at the very least, we can be a piece for 2 pawns up. Because they're going to win on g2. So this is a backup. What about this queen check? if they can play this, or they can block with the pawn. They can also block with the bishop. Yeah, not getting good vibes from that. So it might just be as simple as this, to be honest. I really don't see anything better. I think let's just go for it. I think I'm happy. We're going to get a probably winning. It's probably winning for white, but he only keeps one of his pawns. Better is giving up a rook. But I just didn't see it. Maybe my mistake here was I should have deemed the line as promising, and after considering all of my options, gone back to it. But I mean, my feeling was that it just can't be better than just trading the queens and winning the bishop. Don't worry, you'll be going into another school next year with one of your best friends, so it's all better. Okay, I mean, going into a school with your best friend sounds pretty sick, so I guess I'm happy for you, but yeah, sounds like a pretty rough experience too. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, at least with chess, no matter how much you fail, you can always try again, right? So that is the one lucky thing. Yeah, awesome, Crochet, and fantastic with rook takes e6. Looks like you got the answer and I didn't. And for the record, I'm 2,000 FIDE and I'm 2600 online, depending on the time control. So, yeah, you're doing well. You're doing well. Yeah, definitely try to focus less on openings to begin with. Try to do more middle games and end games while you have more motivation. Okay, Crochet, you were doing really well with saying that rook takes e6, and then you suddenly said, or we can f7 check. So what I would recommend is you try and give one answer and you stick to it. Like, if you start suggesting like multiple moves in a chess game, you can only choose one move. So try and be confident with the answer you go for. Fritz says, Michael, I feel like you even need to improve your visualization or your confidence. In my opinion, take way too much time on these puzzles. Yeah, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I'm just not that good at tactics. I mean, like, this is as fast as I can go while being thorough. And I think it is actually a lot faster than it used to be. Maybe it's a little bit slower because I'm also commentating. But in general, I mean, I don't know what else to do. I don't know how I can just fix this overnight without basically doing what I'm doing now and just hopefully get a bit faster every day. I mean, I don't know if Peter Finn is still watching the stream, but if we compare my tactical ability now compared to when I played Peter in a classical match in 2021 or 2022, I think there's really huge differences already. Like, I was missing so much. Like, every few moves, I would outplay Peter, get a better position, and then blunder the whole advantage, and then go back to trying to outplay him, and then blunder it all again. I mean, okay, in this time, Peter's got a lot stronger as well, in terms of his understanding, I'm sure. But, yeah, it really was an absolutely tragic, embarrassing game. Peter says hello. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Peter? Like, do you feel like the speed of tactics and tactical ability has improved? Because I think if I had the current, like, methodical thought process of tactics, I would have found some of the wins that I missed in our game together. Because I think I had that, like, winning position where I needed to find, like, some queen d7 or something like this, and it's hard, but it's not impossible. And I think I was just so far away from finding the win. And there were multiple. I mean, it was a crazy game, but I think there were multiple, winning ideas. That I just completely missed. Yeah, I mean, I remember as well. Like, I get to this like good, like resulting position from the middle game, and then I either play the normal move or I throw in a check and then play the normal move. And I'd thrown a check because I thought this has to improve my position without calculating one move ahead. And of course, it blunders a combination. And back then, like, I wasn't even calculating one move ahead. I was just literally playing on intuition, even in a classical game. So I think all in all, yeah, we're already making progress. So yeah, don't know what else to do. Yeah, so rook takes e6. What was I struggling with? I had problems with king takes, and I didn't even bother looking at king g5. So king takes e6 was my win. Maybe I didn't look at enough candidate moves here. There's queen c6 check, queen e3 check. I mean, I don't want to trade queens now. Oh, maybe I can try and win the queen, but again, then I'm sacrificing 2 rooks for the queen. So I guess after rook e6, king e6, queen c6 is strong. But king e5. Maybe rook e7. But then rook e6. Ah, but wait, you got rook e6, king e6, queen c6, king e5. You can actually take the bishop with check. I didn't see queen takes c7. I did not see queen takes c7. Yeah, actually, queen takes c7 is very decisive. So rook e6, king e6, queen c6. Well, okay, yeah, if we've just got queen takes c7, then it's completely winning. So, okay, rook e6, king g5. If king g5, then what? Rook e6, king g5. I guess we do not play queen g3, but otherwise bishop takes g3 is very, very sad. Ah, but I guess the point is if king g5, we've won a pawn, right? So now we can go queen takes f5, king takes f5, rook takes g6, rook takes g6, and just take the bishop and have made a bunch of trades. So yeah, then king g5 is good for those other reasons. Okay, yeah, I just missed queen c7. So I guess it's like a visualization issue. But yeah, I don't know how to improve on this without. I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, this is how I improve, and it's just very slow. I think this is one of the funniest things is like I think people with strong natural tactical ability and talent, like I wish you could just step into my brain for like 10 minutes and try and solve a tactic and just experience it. You know what's really interesting as well? It's like there's like some social experiment which suggests that like I can't remember what percentage of people, but a large significant percentage of people cannot imagine an apple in their brain. They cannot imagine an apple. And to me, when I try and imagine an apple in my brain, I can like imagine it, but I can't like see details on it. It's still fuzzy. I can't vividly see an apple in my brain, but some people can vividly see an apple in their brain. Like I'm curious just to get like an array of like answers from chat. Like let's do like a short poll. Can I actually do a poll? Can I set up a poll? Can I set up a poll? I've forgotten how to do this. Can I've forgotten if I can. Oh, I don't know. I'm totally gonna mess this up. I swear I should be able to create a poll. I've forgotten how to do that now. No, I literally can't remember. Anyway, you guys just have to check. Can you vividly see an apple in your brain with all of its details? Or can you not? Because for me, let me try and really think. It's like that, but it's not. It's like, you know what I mean? Okay, Noyan says I can't imagine an apple. But some people could just do it like this. So I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's see what chat is saying about the exercise. And I see there's an extra question. Portugal asks, which books would you recommend for someone who's 1200 and stuck with finding strategies in the middle game? Yeah, I think there's a lot on YouTube. As Frizz says, you can gain a lot of chess strategy. I would even say that John Bartholomew, if you can find some of his old videos, they're really good. It's a really good find on YouTube. I think in terms of finding strategies in the middle game, it's also about knowing your openings well. And not just like memorizing theory, like don't do that, but like understanding your openings. like understanding the middle games that arise from your openings. Yeah, glad you shout out my video, Frizz, on the grinding rating. Like, I think there's a lot of practical pieces of advice I share on this channel. Damn, Remote Chess Academy as a middle game recommendation. I actually thought, yeah, his content's actually not bad, but I think there is too much of an emphasis on just, cheap tricks. Like, they're kind of cool, but at some point you need to, grow up a bit. Because building a repertoire around cheap tricks, I mean, it's like, it's only going to get you so far. And I think there's more to opening repertoire than that. Pin queen after king g5. The problem with... Wait. Oh, just pin the queen with rook d5. Holy crap, why did I miss that? For some reason I thought like these pinning queen ideas led to like 2 rooks against the queen, but I think that was in a different line. Yeah, king g5 just rook d5, holy crap. You see my issue, guys? You see my issue? Yeah, it's really rough. I mean, this is the thing, guys. Like, I mean, Crochet, you're 1400 and you're finding these tactics like a god. And it's like, I'm like so much higher rated, but my tactical ability just has these flaws and I can't help it. I really can't help it. I mean, I try my best. I really try my best. It's just tough. And this king takes e6, queen c6, king e5, rook d5. I thought this was the line where I don't get enough. Rook e6, king e6, queen c6. If king e5, rook d5. But the problem is the king moves, and then I take the queen with check. But no, I sacrificed the rook here. I've sacrificed the rook here, so it is just Wait, but that's what Chessable says. This is winning. Because we pick up the bishop at the end. I think in my head I saw this and I thought king c5, rook takes, queen takes, and in that resulting position we have bishop, bishop, 2 rooks against the queen. But there is a bishop hanging on c7. Yeah, it's just difficult. It's just difficult to see this. But what is it saying about this queen e1? Queen e2 doesn't win? Oh, I didn't even see queen e2 as a move. Queen e5, queen takes c4. Yeah, that's a really wild way to attack. But this actually doesn't win because of queen e1 and queen e5. And there's a draw. Yeah, I need to just look further, I guess. I just need to look further. But somehow, why was this so difficult? I mean, I saw this queen e6 and I was just stumbling really bad after king e5. Also, surely, why is there no mention of taking on c7? I'm really confused. Why can't we just go rook e6, king e6, and just take on c7? Okay, this is also winning, so okay, that's good to see. But yeah, no, I really struggled with this rook e6. Yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. It's just tough. It's just tough. I mean, this is why we're trying to get better. And eventually, it does get better, because at the end of the day, I played this tournament in Germany in the summer, and I played several flawless games with some really nice tactical, play. So, yeah, with enough time, with enough focus, with enough practice, then we get there, So, I think, like, I just gotta keep going. As soon as I doubt my ability completely, then I quit chess, and I've done this once before, and I think it's just, like, you just have to accept that there are aspects of yourself that just aren't as good as you'd hope them to be, and it's whether you, decide to quit, or it's whether you, persevere. And I think some things are worth quitting, and some things are worth persevering. And it's important not to just give up because you don't meet your expectations of what you should be when you don't have any control over that aspect. I think you've just got to yeah, do the best you can and decide if there's enough passion involved to keep it up. So yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so we got queen and 2 rooks against queen and 2 rooks, bishop against knight. We got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So black to play. Of course, rook takes e3 jumps out at me as a decent looking move. I mean, the rook is literally loose on this square. Rook e3. I mean, I almost want to just calculate it immediately, but let's just understand. The king is on the back rank. There's no checks to this king. Maybe knight takes d5 can be an in-between move I should consider. But okay, let's look at this. No, yeah, rook e3, rook e3. Pawn takes, and then we could either do queen takes or bishop takes. I wonder if queen takes is even better, because we might even get the trade of queens. And then pick up this rook. And we've just won 2 pawns. Which is great going into the endgame. I guess my question is whether it's better to trade the queens or not. I mean, my feeling is that it should be. I mean, they've got a knight. We don't want any potential counterplay. So, it makes sense to just trade everything. Is there anything else they can play at this moment? Any knight d5 we can throw in this move? But is that over? Rook e3 and knight takes d5? We can go rook e1. Yeah, if they move the king, we can just take the knight. So I think rook e3 is winning. I think rook e3 is really winning. Yeah, nothing else to consider. And we want to take with the queen. Oh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Okay, so if black does not keep on the queens, white can safely continue with counterplay on the queen side without fearing an attack. Wow. This is not completely winning. Knight a4. Oh crap, my bishop and rook are both attacked. You know what? I saw that there was a discovery on the bishop. I just didn't take it seriously. I mean, I very briefly considered knight takes d5. But even then I thought like this is fine. I mean, this is still better than keeping the queens on. I thought knight takes d5, we just take. They go rook takes c1, we just play c6 or something, and we try and grind this out. But knight a4 is actually a double attack. So knight a4 requires bishop a3 to attack back. And after rook a5, white's active pieces compensate the material deficit. That's ridiculous. How? Rook b4? Rook b4, if rook takes a7, I will take on d4. Rook b4? Rook b4, rook takes a7. They don't have any good knight discovery. I don't get this at all. How is this compensation? Black has to be better. Okay, black is better, but maybe it's not enough. Okay, rook a7 is really bad. So they're supposed to play a move like knight c5 or knight c3. Okay, let's go top engine move. Knight c3. I'm very glad that Chessable has updated their engine to Stockfish 17. That's very reassuring. Okay, the bishop is tacked. Fine, we move it with tempo. Sounds good. Knight e2. And how is this not completely winning? Rook takes a7. Rook d1. And I guess we're not actually up material after they take this. I guess we're still up a pawn, but it's not so relevant. I mean, this outside pawn's going to be very strong, but king's very active. That's crazy to me. Yeah, knight a4 is a move I should have been more patient with. I mean, I saw that there was this X-ray, this discovered attack. I just was too quick. I was too quick to settle on my answer. Bishop e3 here. Let's see if anyone spotted this difference between the bishop and the rook. Oh, Noyan, you said you have a 15-minute rapid tournament tomorrow. Can I have your blessing? Yes, you have my blessing. Best of luck. Bring a lucky charm as well. It's always useful to give yourself a bit of extra confidence. Also, yeah, there's some more comments about Apple. Okay, so Noyan says, I can't imagine an apple. I can kind of imagine an apple. Fritz says, when I visualize an apple, I see it. Extremely detailed. And sometimes when I'm daydreaming, I also feel the details, like the wind and the sound of the smell. Are you kidding me? This is the difference. This is the difference. My God. My God. You can see it extremely detailed. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it's actually wild. I mean, this is why, like, you know, I had a really tough realization, because I used to believe that when it comes to, like, you know, intellectual activities like chess, everyone is on a equal playing field. Like, there's not, like, the difference in, let's say, I don't know, Olympic sprinting, where, you know, if you have a certain kind of genetic build, you're going to be at an unquestionable advantage over your peers, no matter how hard your peers train. But I think there is so much innate difference between human beings when it comes to intellect and, like, certain soft skills in chess, or even hard skills. It's just wild. It's just wild. So extreme detail when I see an apple. Crazy. Peter says, I think I can see an apple, most details anyway. Let me really, really try and imagine. I can, but it's like covered in a very... It's like covered in like let's say you just make it like 240p. Right? Or was it 280p or whatever? No, it's 240p, right? 240p, 360p. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Like it feels like it's really... There's like a... I don't know how to describe it, guys. I don't know how to describe it. I definitely don't see it clearly. Yeah, Darkside Chess, I definitely can't see an apple for more than like half a second. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. Yeah, to hear different people's experience of this. Maybe that should be like when you're if you have like a 4-year-old child and you're wondering whether to like push them in chess, ask them if they can see an apple clearly in their head. It's crazy. Do you have any book recommendations for beginners? No. I don't have any good book recommendations. I think the best thing a beginner can start off with is John Bartholomew's Fundamental series on YouTube. I think that's really the best. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there are many good books for complete beginners. Back in the day, I used to get so triggered because I was a beginner at chess, of course, at some point. And there are all these books that are like, complete chess tactics for beginners, or, chess workbook for beginners and stuff. And it's just so hard. Like, I reckon I'd even struggle with them now. It's like, yeah, back in the day when I was a beginner, back when chess wasn't mainstream, it's like, the beginner books were not beginner books. I don't see this one. I know it's rook takes a3, but there are some problems with knight a4 at the end. Good job, Crochet, with the correct answer again. Goated 1400 in the chat. Yeah, knight a4 is just awful. Yeah, it's a horrible move to experience. Yeah, keep pushing your visualization even after you feel comfortable with the conclusion. I mean, I did do that with knight takes d5. I just didn't do that with knight a4. SSF says, I find it hard to visualize the color of the apple, but easy to see the outlines. Yeah, in a way, I think it is the color that's the problem. It's almost like these like kind of Victorian looking photos where it's kind of like a bit colored, but it's like mostly grayscale. It almost is like that. I can't visualize the color. I also can't visualize the color. It's like almost like one of those Victorian photos that you see from those old snapshots. So it's almost that kind of color. And it's like I can see all the details for like split seconds, a bit like what Dark Chess was saying, but I can't like see it completely properly. I think this is a sign of ADHD. That's so interesting. I would not. I mean, yeah, I definitely, without having tested myself, I think is ADHD also a spectrum like autism? Like I'm definitely on some spectrum with regards to these things. But yeah, that's. I wouldn't be surprised. SSS. It is easy for me to memorize labels in anatomy charts. I can call up the chart in the head and see the labels. Let me think if that's the same. It's definitely not the same for me. The only way I can memorize any kind of words were just like funny tricks to remember them. So for instance, like I studied like molecular biology at university, and to become a molecular biologist, you really need a working knowledge of all the amino acids. And if you have to look them up every time, it's like such a liability. So I really spent some time learning all the amino acids, all their structures, all the 3-letter codes, all the 1-letter codes. But I could never just look at a chart and remember them. I had to have like stupid tricks to remember them. So for instance, let's have a little lesson here. Let me do this. Just because it's quite fun to share this. So let's imagine that we have the amino acid lysine. So can anyone guess in chat what would be the 3-letter code of the amino acid lysine? I realize that there's probably a delay on this, so this is going to be a pretty terrible. Oh wait, I'm not even showing my full screen. This will be like a 2 minute sidetrack, and then we'll get back to tactics. I'll make up the time. What would be the 3-letter code for the amino acid lysine? If you were, writing a report and you want to just briefly mention lysine, what would be the 3-letter code? How should I know? Samsara asks. Well, it's very simple. The 3-letter code is LYS. Wow, what an amazing 3-letter code for lysine. Okay, easy to remember, right? What would be the 1-letter code for lysine? Okay, Arjun got it with LYS. Fantastic. What would be the 1-letter code for lysine? Can anyone guess? Okay, you guys got it. What would be the 1-letter code for lysine? And while people are catching up with the delay on the stream, Chess for Tigers is a fantastic book. A great shout out by JF. I've never read Logical Chess Move by Move though. Okay, everyone is saying L. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the incorrect answer. The correct answer for the 1-letter code of lysine is obviously K. For no reason. For absolutely no reason whatsoever. So, the only way I can remember that K is the 1-letter code for lysine is if you replace the K with the L. We get the magical KYS, which is the acronym for kill yourself, right? And being a first year molecular biologist, like this thought was coming into my mind a lot. So KYS, kill yourself, and I would never forget that K is the 1-letter code. If you ask me any of the amino acids, like I probably remember them because I've got these stupid ways to remember. So that is how I remember my words. I don't remember words. I don't have any ability of memory. Like for everyone who has an ability to have memory, like do not take it for granted. It's such a special skill that I don't know, a lot of humans I think don't possess, or at least a significant minority don't have. So this is, I mean, it's really funny though, because this method, like it sounds absolutely crazy, but I remember in my second year I became like a tutorial mentor for like my tutorial group. So I had like a bunch of like first years who were like under my supervision, and to be honest, they learned nothing from me. I mean, I think we were completely different as people. I think there was just completely clashes of personality. However, the one tutorial session we had where I felt like they got a lot out of the session was when I just taught them in under an hour how to remember all the structures, all the 3-letter codes, all the 1-letter codes of all the amino acids. And by the end of it, I got all of them to recite all of the 3 letters, all of the 1 letters, and everyone did it flawlessly. So I think there is method to the madness, and I think it is a good way to remember stuff, but it's out of necessity for me. I wish I didn't have to remember shit like this, but I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. It's like, I can't remember stuff otherwise. Should we be concerned? No, we shouldn't be concerned. I'm half kidding. You know, like, university degrees are difficult, but, you know, like, I am kidding. I am kidding. But yeah, be concerned with my memory, because yeah, it's always been bad though. I've always had to get by through other means. But yeah, it's not the end of the world, but, you know, it's just inconvenient. What the hell is this? Yeah, this was the move I was kind of worried about, and that's why I thought, like, knight takes d5 is, like, a concern, you know, with the queens on the board. Whereas with the queens off the board, then it's less of a concern. Because we don't have, like, queen e1 check. This is met like this. Yeah, well, what on earth is the answer? Oh, me? No. Yeah, I should have tried to understand why knight takes d5 wasn't strong. That was kind of why I also felt this queen takes would be better to trade off the queens. I didn't see a good move here. Queen d6? Could that be it? Oh, that's such a ridiculous move to find, though. Queen d6 with the idea that if queen takes, pawn takes? But then no, the rook can move away, take the bishop, and we're actually not doing that well at all. Okay, let's try and just solve this as a normal exercise. Let's imagine this is a normal exercise. So, our rook is hanging, our queen is hanging, our bishop is hanging. We have no safe square checks. Our only captures are the knight and the rook. If we capture the knight, they take our bishop. If we capture the rook, we lose our queen. There's no, like, queen d6. Queen g5 is kind of garbage, because they'll take our queen, we take back with the bishop, they take our rook with the knight. So how are we not lost here, right? I mean, this is... I saw this knight takes d5, and I was just like, I do not want this. What about, like, moves like bishop f4? Well, then there's knight takes e7 with check. So it makes me feel like it has to be a queen move, or we get rid of that knight. If we take on d5 and they take our bishop, I don't know, it just seems like we're only one pawn up. Like, we'll take the knight, they take our bishop, we play c6. It's not clear at all. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, what about... No, rook takes b3, there's still knight takes c7. So yeah, I don't know. Where else can I put the queen? Queen h4, queen g5, queen f6, queen d8. Is queen d8 any good? Not particularly. Queen e2. Nah, I really don't know. I just gotta take the knight. I don't know. Okay, this is the best move. When white is drawing chances, I'm actually gonna find this Axel Smith and do bad things. Do bad things to this author. Are you kidding me? When white has drawing chances. Why I hate this. I hate this. Okay, let's actually find out how much worse was my move compared to their move. So we got rook takes e3. Oh, sorry, I'm blocking the board. My bad. I forgot to change. That's my mistake. F takes e3. Oh, go to hell. Go to hell, Axel Smith. Look at that. Stop push 17. Queen takes e3. Best move. Go to hell. Go to hell. My god. Yeah, Michael saying kill yourself the first years. Yeah, it was a good time. It was pretty fun. What is this P over 1 over P? What is this Laplace? Okay, I'm confused. I'm gonna move on. It's above my pay grade. Not that I'm getting paid at all, but you know what I mean. Why choose microbiology? Okay, let me tell you something super embarrassing. Actually, when I finished sixth form and I was going into uni, I genuinely, unironically, had the belief that I had the potential to cure cancers. I thought I had that like kind of like creative genius to actually, you know, research this shit and actually, you know, make some changes. My god, is it difficult to cure cancer? Like, holy crap, like there's so much you need to know, so much you need to implement in terms of the knowledge that you gain to even come remotely close to getting anywhere near to actually making anything useful and contribute in a positive way. And even if you find the solution to, let's say, cure cancer or do anything productive in the world of science, you are completely on an uphill battle against your supervisors, against the publishers, against like funding, like everything is out there to prevent you from doing your research. And I could not for the life of me start this uphill struggle as like basically I would have to enter the world as like an 800 elo and try and get to a point of 2000 elo. I just couldn't do it. I was just like, nah, screw this. I ain't for this life. I'm not going 9 to 5 Monday to Friday to work this grind when firstly I'm not even getting paid enough to put in all of that effort. And yeah, the rewards just simply aren't there. I mean, if we were living in some utopia where it's very easy to, you know, share your ideas and make progress and stuff, then for sure. I mean, for my final third year research project, I actually had a very cool project. It was really, really fun doing the research. I wrote up this discussion that I think makes some really interesting insights. But, you know, for that to actually go anywhere, like, forget it. Without, like, having the context, without having the absolute sheer grind and the kind of, like, mentality to do that, I just... no. Just no. I would rather start scrubbing toilets than to head down this path. That's the honest truth. It's just I'm just not cut out for it. Oh, you beat Arav in handicap chess up, Sarah. I mean, that's only fair given I smoked you. I assume that was you I played. I crushed some punk who was challenging me on Lee Chess 12-1. Who was 2400. I crushed a 2400 12-1. But they deserve to be put in their place. Like, the audacity to challenge me off hours is ridiculous. So I had to sort them out. Oh, wrong cutout? Oh, but... oh, yeah, that was earlier. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, okay, so let's see if this engine is actually sticking with this evaluation. I mean, this is like... Knight a4, bishop a3, and there's still play, apparently. This is not full compensation. And this is actually, like, really... I mean, this is what I mean about, like, this woodpecker method just being lazy writing at times. I mean, like, if this was a potential solution, I would simply remove it from the book. Why are you keeping this in the book? I swear to God, if my Gurgenitsa modern course that's coming out in a few weeks, if it has problems like this, please roast me. Please roast me, because I cannot accept this kind of, like, poor quality publication. It's just trash. It's just trash. Like, come on, you write a book, you're gonna, like, have it, you know, displayed to the whole world, and you can't be bothered to, like, remove, you know, an exercise that's trash, and instead you just give some annotation that white has drawing chances. Like, bruh, just, you know, do better. Like, I mean, this is the thing, right? I can't tell myself to do better when it comes to tactics, because I'm already trying my best. But that is just lazy. I feel like maybe people have different capacities of being lazy. I don't know, is that a thing? Maybe if people have different abilities to see an apple in their brain, people have different abilities to be lazy, right? Like, I don't know. But it's like, that to me is just incompetence. Like incompetence is one of the things in life that I really have no patience for. Like incompetence is such a pet peeve. Like, it actually like triggers me to no end. I realize this stream has been quite fun. Have you seen the anime Bleach? I haven't. I think the anime is a bit too long for me to consider getting into. But recently, I've watched an anime called Orb, and please, anyone who is interested in philosophy, anyone who is interested in the most riveting character development and storytelling of all time, I recently watched this anime called Orb on the movements of the Earth. It is honestly the best cinema I've seen of anything ever. It's genuinely mind-blowing, and I genuinely think that I've had like a serotonin decrease in recent days, because I've just I get, you know what, I walk about in my day, I go and do things, I randomly get shivers thinking about moments in this show. It's so incredible. I cannot stress enough how unbelievably good this show is. Yes, Frizz, you have watched Orb. It's absolutely okay. Let me. Okay, I will do 3 more tactics as a punishment for going so off topic. But let me show you something real quick. Let me show you. So, yesterday I felt like I needed some time to just, have a break from the screens, have a break from thinking. This was my product. One of the characters from Orb. I think my favorite character actually from Orb. This guy. But sick show. Really, really, really amazing show. So, okay, you're gonna watch Orb next Friday? Dude, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And Frizz, please send me some thoughts on Orb. I've got so many. It's such a fascinating show. Is that a mattress? No, it's just like a bed sheet to cover all the junk in the back. Does he have one room for everything? I mean, this is the traveler life, right? You can't splash out too much. Oh, you're watching Vinland Saga. I haven't seen that, but that's definitely on my list to watch, because basically everyone who talks about Orb being good always then brings up Vinland Saga as the next thing to bring up. I'm a lagger? Am I lagging? Oh no. I mean, that means this stream has gone on too long, because my computer's really old. It's I don't know how many years old it is. At least 5 years old. So I mean, it's really tough. But okay, let's solve some chess. Let's do 3 puzzles and then call it a day. Let's go. Okay, so we've got Queen 2 rooks against Queen 2 rooks, Knight against Bishop. No, but genuinely, I feel like Orb is one of those shows that you could really recommend to anyone, even if they don't watch anime. It's just such an amazing piece of work. It's just... And the craziest thing is the guy is my age. The guy who created the manga, did all the art, did all the storytelling, he's my age. This guy is a freaking genius. It's actually insane. Oh, you meant yesterday. You meant yesterday in our match. I see. Okay. Let's give this a proper shot. So Queen 2 rooks and a knight, Queen 2 rooks and a bishop. 1 3 4 1 2 3. Okay, we're a pawn up. What ideas do we have? We have knight f3. Okay, before we even look at moves, what factors? There is pressure, triple battery on the bishop. There's pressure on this rook. Somehow f2 feels a bit dodgy. So yeah, that's all I've got. I mean, our king is looking safe enough. It's on the dark square. It's a light square bishop. Takes a few moves for them to achieve anything. So yeah, what candidate moves do we have? We've got the captures. We've got some checks. I just thought, guys, but with the whole apple thing, maybe like the first lesson I have with a new student, I should ask them if they can visualize an apple, and then I'll just be like, you're gonna have the same struggle as me, or you're gonna have it easy. I think it could be an interesting thing, but I don't know. I need to get more, get a larger sample size before I, you know, do wild shit like that. Yeah, so nothing really jumps out to me as like a good move. Oh, we should also think about maybe trapping the queen. Maybe like rook c8 or something. It's a bit of a weird one, but it could have some potential somewhere. So, okay, let's look at our checks first. Knight f3 check. I assume bishop takes just has to be good. Right? The back rank is so well secured. Also, Pranay, please elaborate on Vinland Saga. Like, I haven't really delved into it much. Like, of course, without any spoilers. But, like, you know, what's the premise? Like, is it... do you find it worth watching? I would be very interested to hear. Yeah, honestly, I'm just glad that there's another anime that exists that could potentially compete with Orb. Because, yeah, like, I genuinely just was so blown away by this show. Yeah, so knight f3 doesn't achieve anything. Queen f2, I see I'm running out of time a bit. Queen f2, rook f2. Really don't see anything. Like, queen f2, rook f2, rook d1 doesn't work, so... I really don't know. What about trading everything on rook f2? Or start with queen f2. No, start with rook f2. Like, rook f2, queen f2, king f2, knight d3 check. King moves, and I take the queen, but then I take back, and then I'm down a piece. So not bad. But it could be a combination of that, right? Like, rook f2, knight d3. Rook f2, knight d3. But then they can move the queen to defend it. Oh, and we have the winning pawn endgame at the end. I've seen it. I'm running out of time, so I have to play it. But the point is, we've got knight d3, and then... Wait, what was the move? I see the winning pawn endgame, but I forgot. What was the winning... Oh, it was this. Knight takes. So we win back the rook, so we're pawn up. They need to take, so that now they're a piece for a pawn up. But then we take the bishop, and then the rook takes, and then the rook takes, and then they block, and then we take, and they take, and then we have this extra pawn, which is a winning endgame. So, yeah, very nice continuation. Does it make a difference if we take with which piece? Definitely does, and we need to take with the knight. Hold on a sec. If we take with the knight and they take with the queen, then we have to win. But what if they take our queen? Then we're lost. Then we're literally lost. So, if we take with the queen, and they take back and we take, then are we just lost? What did I just do? Why am I correct? Knight f2, and they take our queen. Okay, I need to charge my laptop, but... Oh, there's a free rook. I actually hate myself. Tactics, I swear to God. I hope, if anything, from all this discussion of psychology and memory and, I don't know, cognitive abilities, I hope people can appreciate why this is difficult for me. Because, I swear to God, I cannot see that this is a free rook for the life of me. Jesus Christ. I mean, I think we just take it. And we just say that we want a pawn. We have good pressure. Like, if we take this, I mean, we're still defending f6. There's no rook takes f6. I mean, this looks really good. So I think we just take. Crazy. I didn't even see that the rook was hanging. I mean, I saw it, but then I didn't see it. Oh... I love how Frizz says, honestly, I was a bit disappointed on how Orb ended. And in brackets, it's not don't hate me, it's hate me. Because, yeah, I do. I think the ending of Orb was completely fine. I think it was actually really good. But obviously, I'm not going to elaborate on my thoughts here when it could be spoiling the anime. But we can discuss. Because I think it's a really fitting. Of course, like, there are reasons to be disappointed, for sure, but not in terms of, like, the actual quality of the writing or something. So I think it's a great... I think it's a very, very satisfying ending. Like, I think it's actually really good. It's like, I think it's really good. Anyway, Vinland Saga is going to change your life. I feel that's how, like, Orb was. I feel like Orb has changed my life in some ways. Like, some of the reflections I've had are just so crazy. I mean, just to give some people, like, a little snippet of one. It's like the idea that, like, let's say you've got two sides of a conflict, right? You've got, like, let's say, like, Israel and Palestine, or something like this. You know, you would imagine these two sides to be complete opposites, right? But there's this passage in the show that, like, highlights the fact that, like, two, like, sides of a conflict are actually more closely related than you'd think. And it's almost like they're telling, like kind of like completing a story and a narrative of a particular era. So whether you're on, like, the winning side or the losing side of this narrative, you're kind of telling the story and you're on the same side. Like, I don't know, just random, like, snippets like that, like, I just never considered, you know? And I think it's just a lot of insight into what it means to find your conviction in life, and how that conviction may play out as a result of varying degrees of conviction. And it's such a philosophical masterpiece. Like, it's just all the characters are well written. It's just so good. It's just so unbelievably good. Yeah, this was garbage. I don't know why. Yeah. And then 93, I think they should have given this line of knight takes f2. Because knight takes f2 is very tempting to me. But, yeah, they don't have to take the knight. They can take the queen. So I'm glad we did spot that before we made the mistake. Yes, I'm sorry. I saw you close your account. Bro, don't close your account. Like, you just gotta not, you know, take 11 losses in a row or whatever, you know? Just, you know, get good and get the rating back, like, you know. So Crochet made the mistake of trading everything. I think it's a common mistake of beginners to, like, or intermediate levels, or even me, right? To just assume that recaptures happen, but try not to just assume the recapture, like, try and look for more in the position. Yeah, Peter says A1 is hanging instead, good job. Change your perspective to see the world, always down for that kind of stuff. As long as it doesn't have any, you know, huge health implications. Like, don't do hard drugs, guys. I'm not going to do it. Wouldn't recommend it for you either. Do you watch Classroom of the Elite? Yo, that's also on my list. Prane, okay, we've got to... Drop me a message on Lichess. We've got to, like, share some anime. Because Classroom... I was going to start Classroom of the Elite instead of Orb. But then I was like, I'll just check out this Orb. I mean, a couple friends of mine have brought it up recently. Like, I should just watch it instead. Classroom of the Elite is the next one. Is it good? Like, that's also on the list. It's very high up. Fritz says, to me, what's difficult is learning a lot of things at the same time. I'm in engineering school right now, but learning physics, chemistry, math at the same time is crazy hard. I do best obsessing on one. Very interesting. I think I'm the same, and it's not so much about the difficulty of like learning multiple things. It's more of, like, the motivation to learn multiple things. I think the obsession on one is, like, much easier motivation wise. Having said that, I think the best academic success I ever had was probably my GCSEs. And GCSEs is, like, the classic kind of, can you learn multiple things to a decent level to do decently in your exams without just honing in on, like, a few things. And I think I did a very good job of that. So if with enough motivation, I think I can do it. So yeah. Maybe there's a difference between us Verfras. So you're switching major. I see. Fair enough. I mean, I definitely don't think like the experience with whatever you've done so far is completely wasted. I don't think it's a good idea to see it that way either. Like it's all life learning, and these things turn out useful in some way, shape, or form in some way eventually. So Bleach and One Piece fans crying in the corner because both of them didn't get an award. Yeah, I mean, Orp fans crying in the corner, they also didn't get an award. I mean, this whole like Crunchyroll awards is the most bullshit thing anyway. Like, I literally don't give a crap about it. It's like it's the most stupid thing ever. Yeah. For context, wait, hold up. Crochet is a 14-year-old who has just written, for context, I know nucleophilic attack, and I'm done with quantum mechanics and eigenvectors and eigenvalues. Bro. Yeah, you can probably enjoy Orb as well. I'm starting quantum physics next week. Fantastic. I'm done with it next week. Okay, all I'll say, Crochet, is be careful with your level of knowledge and whether you think this is enough to help you get by, because I think there's a level of emotional maturity that you need to really make use of your knowledge. So beware that like hardcore knowledge is not everything to success in a field. So be careful. That's all I will say. Be careful. I remember seeing you solve this puzzle on stream a long time ago. That's crazy for us. So that means we're not in novel territory just yet. Let me give this a shot. Okay. So we've got Queen, Rook, Rook, Queen, Rook, Rook, Bishop, Bishop, Knight, Knight, Bishop, Bishop, Knight, Knight. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 5, 6. So we are a pawn down. Bishop G3 jumps out to me as a move, but we need to try and calculate. So we've got the rook on the line of a king. We've got checks here. We've got captures here. Bishop F5 could be a potential threat. Knight takes E4 is like a potential capture. Anything else worth noting? There is a lack of development here. The king is in the center. They probably can't castle as well because there's too much pressure on H2. We're also a bit underdeveloped ourselves. So, okay, what things to consider here? I can't believe Frizz has remembered that I've actually solved this puzzle. I have zero recollection of this. Like, what the hell is this position? And I think that's... Oh, wait. Is this not charging? Okay, I think my laptop's not charging. One sec. Alright. Let's go. We've got like a third of our time left, but you know, we'll try our best. Okay, so let's start with our check. We've also got rook takes e2 check, but okay, bishop g3 check. Bishop g3 check. If they just move the king somewhere, I think we've got knight f2, which looks extremely promising because we attack the queen. We also threaten the rook. It looks very, very nice. So, if they take the bishop, we take with the queen. If they go king f1, we've got checkmate in 1. If they go king here, we've got the fork. If they go king d2 then, which is practically forced. I'm feeling senses of a fork. Like, both of these knights are like hovering around. Like, can we get the fork somehow? Can we get the fork somehow? Bishop pawn d2, king d2. I feel like there's really something here. There's really something here, but what? Frizz can tell me afterwards if I solved it better last time or this time. I'm running out of time as well. This is very... Okay, I'm tunnel visioning. Is there anything else I should be considering here? Like, what about knight takes h2, for instance? Knight takes h2 is also legit. Like, why do I have to sacrifice if it's not winning? Is it winning, though? It gives me such winning vibes. But I'm really running out of time. I spent too long yapping. I'm still yapping. Oh, man. Check. Bishop f5? Queen takes? Knight c4? Are we getting somewhere or are we not? Like we're getting somewhere, but we're not. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm running out of time. I need to make a move. I don't even have a backup. This is why you shouldn't tunnel vision. Many good-looking candidate moves here. I think we're going to go all in for it. We're going to go all in. We're going to trust that we've got something. Jesus Christ. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Queen g3, king d2 is forced. That much we know. Why didn't I consider the safety net of just knight f2? Why didn't I just consider knight f2 as a safety net? Because doesn't that win back the piece? It's just like, why can't we consider this stuff? I mean, you just get too excited trying to checkmate this guy and you just forget about these. So I think knight f2 is already good enough. Right? King d2, knight f2? Really looks fine. Yeah, it's just that simple, guys. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. I just got too carried away with trying to go for mate. I should just, take a step back and find this. I think crochet, like, my recommendation for you is if you're a 14-year-old and you find, your IGCSEs are too easy and you're, like, going on this intellectual journey of trying to learn everything you can. If I was you, of course, this is just, my take, like, take it or leave it. But I would try your best to work on the aspects of your life that aren't academic. Because clearly, you have talent at this academic aspect, and that's going to help a lot with a lot of things. But I think there's a lot of kind of, I don't even know what to call it, but kind of like socially difficult things to get good at, which could require some kind of work to get good at. And I think, like, prioritizing that a bit could be a worthwhile course, so that when you actually get to a position of being able to utilize the knowledge that you've gained, then you can actually utilize it. Because if you just have all the knowledge, but you don't have, like, all of these other soft skills, yeah, maybe soft skills is the key word. Like, try and, like, become a goat at all of these soft skills. Like, that's also, like, a decent like avenue to try and perfect, I think. Pranay says the main character of Classroom of the Elite also plays chess. Oh, I'm so excited, man. I am so excited. I mean, I don't even care if the chess, like, the pieces are set up wrong or something. Just the fact that it's in there, I respect that a lot. And it's quite an old show, right? So the fact that chess is there is pretty cool. I'm gonna go to Hermes for Hermitage. What does Hermitage mean? I've heard of a word, but I don't remember what it means. Bishop g3 and knight check. It will be a fork. Yeah, but what if king d2? Good point. Yes, exactly. Bishop h2, knight h2, queen g3, king d2, knight f2 is my main line. Right, so this was the difference. Yeah, what is the difference? And welcome Prabhat to the stream, and thank you for joining the YouTube members. I really appreciate it. I replied to your YouTube comments today. I don't know if you've replied back. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, let's have a quick look at Prabhat's line of Bishop H2. So it looks like there are actually multiple decent moves, but I guess Bishop H2 isn't one of them. And we have this. Oh my god, is the queen hanging or something? Ouch. Wow, yeah, that's some tough visualization to see that the queen is hanging at the end. So otherwise, this is a winning line. This is a winning line. It's -2 as well. But yeah, there's just a queen hanging at the end. So this basically gets the similar kind of damage, but the queen is safe. That's a wild guess from Pranay. Are you Bengali? How on... Oh, I guess it's from the name, right? Probably you can tell. I just thought you from the vibes. You were like, are you Bengali? Like that's a wild guess, but yeah. Oh, you're miles away from what you are? Are you talking about my tactical ability? Okay, Michael, in this puzzle, you don't need to calculate a checkmate. Opponent has too many defending pieces that are pretty well coordinated. Right, I guess I didn't really pick up on that. And I forgot that there was actually a way to justify the sacrifice with some kind of immediate regain. I just forgot that this was like an idea. Even though I saw the idea, right? I saw it when I was kind of looking at some other variations. Bro forgot the rule of number of attackers against number of defenders. The only rule I know with regards to that is that... Oh, I didn't know. It's about 2 attackers more. Calculate checkmate only when you have 2 more attackers than you have defenders. I've never heard of this in my life. Like, you can't be dropping this kind of lore like 15 years into my chess career. And what is this tricky knows this lore as well? That's ridiculous. Only calculate checkmate when you have 2 more attackers than they have defenders. Do you count the king as a defender? The king surely counts as a defender, right? Like, what is this? Soft skills equals party tricks? No, I don't mean these kind of like mini talents. I mean soft skills in terms of like conversational skills, public speaking, ability to connect with someone on an emotional deeper level. I don't know, relationship skills, like all of these aspects. These are the soft skills that I'm talking about. In Classroom of Elite in Season 3, I believe they play a real and complicated chess game, perfectly represented. I am so hyped. Okay, Pranay and Frizz, should I watch Vinland Saga next, or should I watch Classroom of the Elite? Give me a suggestion. Yeah, the name gives it away. Yeah, I failed to pick up on this. My favorite woodpecker puzzle. Okay, let's do this. Okay, white to play Capablanca against Fonarov. Let's see what's going on. So we've got Queen Rook Knight against Queen Rook Bishop. What time is it? Okay, it's 1:30 in the morning. I've got to be up in the morning. Okay, this is going to be brutal. But okay, Queen Rook Knight against Queen Rook Bishop. 6 pawns against 7 pawns. So yeah, we're a pawn up here. Our queen is being attacked. We've got some clear ambitions of delivering some checkmate. What to consider here? So we do have some X-ray pressure on this queen. We've got X-ray pressure on the king. The knight has potential checks. We've got a check here. The rook can potentially try and displace the queen. Back rank maybe, but very far away. So, candidate moves. So we've got to consider all of the checks. We've got to consider the distractions. Got to consider the captures as well. We've got to consider Queen G6 because it just popped in our head and it looks terrible, but, you know, you never know. Maybe that's the result of Frizz saying it's his favourite puzzle. Like, Queen G6 would be such a baller move to play if it worked. But okay. So I'm suddenly getting vibes of like Nah, it's just trash. Okay, let me do some real calculations. So queen takes g7. They just go bishop takes g7. This is forced. There is no checkmates, so it's not bad. Okay, what about knight e7 check? Knight e7, queen takes e7. And again, it feels like there's nothing. Okay, knight h6 check. That looks more promising. Knight h6, king h8 is forced. And do we have a follow-up here? Oh, maybe we can exploit the back rank. Hold up. King h8. Can we exploit the back rank with knight f7? If they take with the rook, then maybe we can go queen takes bishop. And we've won a pawn, and if queen takes, then we can deliver this checkmate. But the knight h6 and we go knight f7. What if they take with the queen? Well, then maybe we give this takes, but then they can take on f2, and we're the ones who get checkmated. So I feel like we've got some right seeds. What about if we take like this? What if we take on e5? So we win the bishop. If they take with the queen, then we give this fork. The rook has to take, and we deliver this checkmate. There we go. There we go. Queen takes bishop. Absolutely ballsy. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Okay, we got it. That's a crazy move to play. That's a crazy move to find. And I think, guys, we will call it a day on that puzzle. Let me quickly catch up the final few messages. Wait, so Frizz says, I personally stopped Classroom of the Elite mid-season 2 and haven't watched Vinland Saga, but how do you know that, like, there was that chess match in season 3 if you stopped mid-season 2? Also, that's a bad sign if you stopped mid-season 2. I mean, it can't be that good of a show. Or maybe just season 1 was really good. I mean, I watched this fantastic show called Kakugurai. It's all about gambling, and it's just amazing. But I also just watched season 1 because I just felt like there's no need to watch season 2. But yeah, Kakugurai, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's sick show. Sick show. Umineko When They Cry has massive chess themes. When They Cry? Is that... Okay, I'm going to be a massive weep here, but is that the same show as Higurashi no Nako Koro ni? I don't know if that's like, if that's the same show. Because if it's the same, I don't remember any chess in that one. But I think the English translation was When They Cry. But yeah, that's got nothing to do with chess. So I have no idea. Although they did remake it, so maybe it's the remake that has it. I don't know. Anyway, getting off topic. I'm taking public speaking classes, but I'm not really confident. Yeah, I mean, something to work on. It's fine if you're not confident right now. That's why you're taking the class, right? Go for Classroom of the Elite? Interesting. Knight 6, King 8, Queen E5, Knight 7. Fantastic, Prabhat. Good redemption from the last exercise. Knight 6, King H8, Queen E5, Knight F7. Good job, Frizz. Yeah, and I'm glad that, like, you know, I took some different insights from the position, kind of put them together to get the answer. Okay, see you, Cliche. Yeah, I guess I also called this a day as well. So, yeah, lots of comments to catch up on. That's the only thing. Tricky, I'm not reading your caps lock messages, so you have to paraphrase in non-caps lock. You saw a clip on YouTube about it? If you liked Kakugurai, watch Akagi. Yo, I need all of these recommendations written down because I'm just gonna forget. But yeah, glad to see some anime fans in chat. Kakugurai is so much fun. Such a fun show. Like I think I actually have an affiliation with jazz. I think I just like jazz as like a backing or a theme. So yeah, actually my favorite bar right now in Kyoto is a jazz bar. And it's just such a vibe to just sit there and, you know, take in the atmosphere. So yeah, like I like jazz. I like jazz. It's the follow-up, right? Higurashi has no chess at all. Yo, I'm so lost. I'm so lost. I have watched Dan to Dan. It's just Dan to Dan is just jokes. I mean, it's not even. I mean, it's got like one really good episode. The first 4 episodes were also a pretty good arc, but there's no story to it. Like there's literally no story. It's just a bunch of goofy plots that don't really have a great story, and that kind of makes it a bit trash to watch. To be honest, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite. Okay, just sub to me. Appreciate the sub, Crochet, and yeah, I think I'll call it a day. Akagi's second arc is what I remembered when Ding lost to Gukash. That sounds pretty amazing. But yeah, Akagi. Is it like what is it about? It can't be about chess, surely, because if it was about chess, I would have heard of it. And on that note, guys, I am heading into Osaka tomorrow to meet a friend to play some shogi. I hope I wake up in time. I think I will. And David, unfortunately, you're just joining the stream, but I am heading off. So we will call it a day. So any anime recommendations, send it to my Lichess. We can chat more there. And on that note, guys, see you around. And watch Orb. Watch Orb the anime. Fantastic, fantastic show. Okay, see you on Monday. Bye.